Yo, what's good YouTube, man? It's your boy Josh Mula, man, to be back again with another video, man. Hey, today we got the Deadly Rod in Birmingham. GMG versus AR. I don't know what the fuck I just threw up, so don't take that. I don't know what that was, but hey, man, we gonna waste no time. We'll get right to the video, man. If you like the video, you like the channel, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Join the Mula gang, get you some money. Let's get right into it.
Now, Birmingham is one of England's major cities. It's located within the West Midlands and often attracts a lot of tourism.
A song from East Side that's like their most popular song, we're gonna react to it.
Is around 1.1 million people living in and around the area. However, what a lot of people don't know about is the ongoing gang war within Birmingham, resulting in the gun and knife crime statistics soaring, with Birmingham even being labeled the gun capital of England, following a surge in gun-related crimes around the late 2010s.
Where's they getting the guns from, though?
Because I don't even for the control of Birmingham's underground crime scene. These two gangs going by Nine Boys and AR nowadays, with the beef even dating back to the 1980s, after two street gangs being the Johnson Crew and Burger Bar Boys would have a fierce rivalry. Due to how long these gangs have been around, I won't be including Burger Bar's and Johnson's full rivalry. However, I'll be covering the new generation of these gangs, who have basically carried on the same beef with the new generation of each gang beefing each other. The beef between these two sides, till this day, has proven to be just as deadly as it was in the late 1990s. Now, Nine Boys is a large street gang based around multiple areas within Birmingham. This includes the Newtown, Aston, and Lozells area within the B19.
Yo, I got a question too, right? I'm taking a trip to the UK, right? But I want to tap in with some UK rappers. That's what I'm saying. We got to get clouded, but like, I know a rapper for sure I already texted him that I could tap in with, but I want to go to like, yeah, hoods, but like, I need to be safe, gang. Like, if you got ops, that's cool. But when I'm there, y'all niggas need to be on 10. I need to feel like, you know, like real shit. I'm trying to go to the UK, really see what it's like.
Postcode. The gang is often referred to as many different names. In the 2000s, the gang would be referred to as the Johnson Crew and would have a fierce and deadly rivalry with the Burger Bar Boys, who were based around
so it's basically Crips and Bloods.
With the Johnson Crew being formed by
members
who were protecting themselves and their community from racist groups at the time. It would be during this time that the Johnson Crew, who was previously referred to as the Inch High Crew, would begin to use their presence in order to make money illegally, with them starting to go by the Johnsons at this time. After their meeting spot, which was named the Johnson's Cafe, in recent years, the older generation's name would die out, with a younger generation of gang members emerging, often referring to themselves as GMG or Get Money Gang, and another gang being Nine Boys. Nine Boys has become quite popular within the drill scene in recent years, with rappers like Trills who would seriously put on for Nine Boys. In the GMG gang, prominent rappers would also begin to appear. This included Mitch and Marnes Malone, who have both gained a lot of success in the drill scene. However, we can't talk about Nine Boys and GMG without talking about their rivals. Now, AR is a large street gang based around Handsworth and Hockley, within the B21 and B18 postcodes of Birmingham. The AR gang's roots can be traced back to the early 1980s when they would be referred to as the Burger Bar Boys. Like the Johnson Crew, the Burger Bar Boys were also formed to combat racist groups in and around the area. However, the youths in the Burger Bar Boys would start to make money illegally, thus becoming the gang we know today. Similarly to the Johnson Crew.
It's crazy. This is exactly how the Bloods and the Crips started in Cali. It was to help with like racism. Then it just ended up being like we killing each other. I'm not saying we, because I'm not in the gang, but you feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm black, nigga.
The Burger Bar name would originate from the gang's meeting spot being the Burger Bar on Soho Road. The gang around this time would have a rivalry with Jamaican yardie gangs, as at this time, local street gangs would be getting attacked by Jamaican yardie dealers. Now, the Burger Bar Boys have had many smaller offshoot gangs that have been created within the last few years. This includes HTC or Handsworth Town Crooks, GHB or Ghetto Hustler Boys, and RMD or Real Man Dem. In recent years, the Burger Bar Boys name would die out like the Johnson Crew, with youngers starting to form their own sets under the original gang, with the most well-known of these sets being AR, or Armed Response, based around Hockley and Winson Green, and also Handsworth. Other sets include LA, which is based around Ladywood and the Bandits from Handsworth Wood. These gangs all identify themselves with the color red, whilst their opposition Nine Boys and GMG identify with the color blue. For simplicity's sake, I'll refer to each gang as their names nowadays. For example, Nine Boys, GMG, and AR. Prominent members of AR include Lynch, Koie 18, and Rose, and associated rappers Sons of
songs from
Bandits,
them.
which is another younger
But I have
generation
no
of
idea
burger
if
bar
he's-
boys,
I only know
including Millions and Score,
like-
who has recently blown onto the scene,
think I know
with him
Millions.
looking as if he can blow in the drill scene. Now, Nine Boys and AR haven't always had a rivalry. In the early 1980s, the Johnsons and Burger Bar Boys would actually be calm with each other, as during this time they would both share a common enemy, this being nearby Yardie gangs, who had a massive control on the drug game around the areas during this time.
might have to
The
split this
Johnson
up,
crew
this
would begin
video-
to control the crack
this
and
shit
heroin
22
market within
minutes.
Birmingham
Damn.
around this time, with the beef
W
between
video
the two
though, my boy
sides
UK
starting
drum.
following a murder that would take place. Around the end of the 1980s, a member of the Johnson crew would murder another member of the Johnsons over a girl. This then resulted in the gang split.
It always starts over bitches, gang. Always, bro. Every time,
A member
bro.
of the Johnson crew would murder another member of the Johnsons over a girl. This then resulted in the gang splitting, with members picking sides. As a result of this, members would break off and create the gang Burger Bar Boys, as they often chilled at the Burger Bar on Soho Road. This entire situation is crazy,
Hey, how
as
you be
this
knowing it's
technically
like-
all started over a girl, and
Might
since
be a
then
fake.
has resulted in countless people being killed. In recent years, younger generations of each gang would emerge, notably AR, Nine Boys, and GMG. These gangs have just carried on the older generation's beef, and it's crazy to think that some of the members of the younger generation don't even know why they are beefing. The first instances of the AR
Bro.
gang emerging would be
That's how, bro, on God, bro. That's how I feel. Like, when niggas be like, yeah, I'm with this is my project, we beefing because they killed this. Oh, nigga, you wasn't even alive when they killed that nigga, bro. You have nothing to do with that, gang. Respectfully, though.
be around 2015 and 16, when a young member of AR named Lynch would begin to drop songs, dropping songs like Diligent and M to the N, which would really put on for the gang and gain a lot of attention in the streets. Now Lynch was rapping real grease on his songs, and what a lot of fans were about to find out is that he was not lying at all. On the 20th of July 2015, AR members would ride out looking for ops. When they would spot a 16-year-old rival on Nursery Road, the members would lean out of the car and shoot toward the member, hitting him in the back. The boy would be rushed to hospital, with his condition at first being life-threatening. However, he would luckily survive, although he would be left paralyzed following the attack. However, 5 days later,
Damn.
AR members would ride out again, this time to the Electric nightclub, where two rivals would be shot in the legs. More instances would occur following this, seeing AR riding out and shooting at ops. However, police would begin to watch the gangs, due to how big Lynch was getting in the music scene around this time. Police would begin to listen to his lyrics and watch
That's what
his
I gotta say
music
about the
videos.
UK, bro.
Lynch
They
would be
be
arrested shortly
bullshit,
after, with
bro.
police
UK
catching him
police,
with a
bro.
100-year-old revolver in his possession. He would plead guilty to conspiracy
100-year revolver is crazy. Bro, the police in the UK, bro, they be taking down songs and all type of shit, bro. Niggas
after, with
hating
police catching
shit.
him with a 100-year-old revolver in his possession. He would plead guilty to conspiracy to possess a firearm with intent to endanger life.
Probably
However,
like
police
couple
would connect
years.
his lyrics to the shootings prior, and would connect Lynch to the 4 shootings in the months prior, with lyrics
Damn.
from popular song M to the N being used in court. The gun he was caught with was also not even used in the shootings months prior. However, due to his lyrics and his street ties, he would be arrested and would be handed 27 years in prison. following his
Damn! What the fuck? But it's not even the same gun. Like, hell nah, that's
and his street
wild.
ties, he would be arrested and would be
27
handed
is
27 years in
crazy.
prison following his connections to the 4 shootings in the months prior.
You're watching this and
Following
you a
the
gang
arrest and
member.
sentencing
Is it
of
worth
Lynch,
it?
a GMG rapper would begin to
not
make
worth it,
waves
gang.
in
I
the
ain't gonna lie.
underground drill
27
scene.
years is
This being
fucking
none
crazy,
other than
bro.
Mitch, who would drop Pagans in March 2016, which would
Hey,
gain
I
a
think
lot
I
of
heard that.
attention and is a serious banger.
Did
The
I? I
song
don't
currently
know.
sits on over 2.5 million views. However, Mitch wouldn't
think I
stop
did.
there, and later in November 2016, Mitch would drop another UK banger titled Money Mitch. This song also gained a lot of attention, with it also sitting at around 2.5 million views. The beef between
Motion.
the gangs would continue to play out through 2016, with the gun crime statistics rising around this time, with an article even being published around this time titled, "Birmingham is in the grip of the worst gun crime wave in 5 years." It was clear that Birmingham was dangerous around this time, with AR and
Not trying to
GM
get federal or nothing, but if you know in the comments, let me know where is they getting the guns from. Because they don't have gun stores. I don't just, at least what I know of, that's what we're told in America. You don't have gun stores. They don't have, you feel me? So like, where they get it from? Fuck, shit muted.
long until we would see the FUR and GMG being the major contributors to the crime rate at this time. It wouldn't be long until we would see the first person being killed between the younger generation of these gangs.
Skelly.
On the 12th of September 2017, GMG members would spot a car that they believed belonged to an AR member named K. Rizzy. The GMG members would shoot towards the car. However, what they didn't know was that K. Rizzy's friend was actually in the car. K. Rizzy's friend would be shot as a result of the oncoming bullets. K. Rizzy would realize his friend had been shot and would be planning to get back. Only a day later, they would find their get back. On the 13th of September 2017, Skelly, who was a GMG member, would be standing outside of a convenience store on Great Hampton Row at around 9:30 p.m. K. Rizzy and another AR member would ride out onto GMG territory. The members would spot Skelly, they would drive up to him, and one member would shoot a Mac 11 submachine gun towards Skelly. Skelly would be hit multiple times, and the AR members would flee in the car. They were observed speeding off on CCTV following the attack. Police and emergency services would be called to the scene following reports of a gun being fired. When ambulances would arrive, they would try their best to save Skelly. However, he would sadly be pronounced dead on the scene. A murder investigation would be launched following this. The investigation would see the arrest of two members, being Kane Robinson or K. Rizzy and Darielle Williams, who would both be arrested following the attack, and they would both receive life sentences with a minimum of 33 years. Rest in peace, Skelly. It would be at around the time of the death of Skelly in 2017 that the West Midlands Police in Birmingham,
I'm trying to tell you, bro, 33 years is fucking insane.
Would hit the Burger Bar Boys and Johnson crew with the largest gang injunction. This saw 18 men from both gangs being banned from areas in Birmingham. This was a 2-year order and was put in place to stop violence between both gangs. Following a spike in knife and gun crime related incidents within Birmingham, if the members would go to Birmingham during the gang injunction, legal proceedings would be taken against them. This just proves how deep and dangerous the ongoing gang war is. Anyways, following the gang injunction and death of Skelly, AR and GMG would begin to become very prominent within the drill scene. In 2017, GMG would appear on a song titled Coppers and Fours, which would gain quite a lot of attention, with it currently sitting on around 150,000 views. During 2018, the gangs would still be at war with each other, with stabbings and shootings being a regular occurrence, so much so that it would be impossible to talk about every incident. In 2018, the crime rate in Birmingham would be 99 crimes per 1,000 people, with around 114,000 crimes being reported. However, in 2019, this would soar to around 104 crimes per 1,000 people, with 120,000 crimes being reported at the end of the year. In May 2019, we would see one of the bloodiest days within the beef, with a stabbing, triple shooting, and murder taking place. On the 6th of May 2019...
Alright. Maybe I'm not going to these niggas' hood. I want to go somewhere like, it's like, you ever seen, what's this nigga name? God Will? I think that's his name. And he came to S.Go or whatever in New York. You see he was violent, like niggas, you know, he was violent, nobody was gonna touch him. I want to do that, but in the UK. So you gotta let me know, bro.
Beef with a stabbing,
you in the comments and you tapped in
taking place.
Let me know.
On the 6th of May 2019, Marnes Malone, who is a prominent member of GMG, would spot AR members sitting in a car. He would point a gun he had on him towards the car. At this point, the AR members had seen him. Anyways, Marnes Malone would attempt to shoot. However, the gun would jam and wouldn't shoot. Marnes would then be chased into an underpass by the members and would be stabbed around 20 times. Emergency services would be called shortly after, and luckily Marnes was able to make a recovery. However, police had found him with the gun he attempted to shoot the rivals with. He would be arrested after his recovery and would be given 11 years for possession of a firearm. Following the stabbing of Marnes Malone, only a day later, a retaliation from GMG members would occur, and a triple shooting would take place, killing one. On the 7th of May 2019, a day following the stabbing of Marnes Malone, Dante Mullings or Darnce would be sitting in a parked Vauxhall Corsa with 2 other members. Darnce is believed to have been a member of the AR gang. Anyways, a car containing GMG members would pull up next to Darnce. They were observed slowly driving up to the car. Following this, a member within the car that contained GMG members would open fire, hitting Darnce and the other members in the car. Darnce would be critically injured and would be rushed to hospital. Despite the attempts of doctors and nurses, he would sadly be pronounced dead moments later. Yet again, another murder investigation would be launched. This investigation saw the arrests of 4 men from the GMG gang. They would all be charged for the murder and would be given life sentences following the murder of Darnce. Rest in peace, Darnce. In recent years, Marnes Malone would actually rap about the incident in a song titled Cold Hearted World, where he would rap, "I'm so glad that the stick jammed, because it was pointed at his forehead." This recent song from Marnes Malone has actually blown up with it.
What?
mouth jammed because it was pointed at his forehead.
So he got
This
out?
recent song from Marnes Malone has actually blown up, with it gaining around 2 million views on YouTube, which is crazy as he is still in jail and is making serious waves in the UK drill scene. Whilst the violence in the streets continued through 2019, with stabbings, shootings, and kidnappings becoming very normal between the two gangs, and going into 2020, the beef would once again heat up, with 2020 being a dangerous year in the beef. Around the end of 2019, a younger member of Nine Boys would begin to start dropping songs, this being Trills, who would drop Scary Flats in September 2019. This song would gain a lot of attention, and currently sitting on 338,000 views. It would be at the very beginning of 2020 that another person would fall victim to the streets, with this person even being remembered today by rappers like Marnes Malone. On the 15th of January 2020, a 17-year-old alleged member of GMG named Nas would get into an altercation with a boy who was from South London. Following this altercation, he would end up getting stabbed 4 times by the boy. The boy from London would flee following the attack, and police and emergency services would be called to the scene following the stabbing. Sadly, Nas would be pronounced dead shortly after the stabbing, with yet another murder investigation being launched. Seeing the arrest of the boy during the trial of the boy, it would be revealed that the boy who killed Nas was sent to Warwickshire to sell crack cocaine. This is often referred to as going OT, or out of town, and is the act of young people going to different counties to sell drugs. During sentencing, the boy would actually be found guilty of manslaughter, as he argued he acted in self-defense against Nas. The boy would be sentenced to 10 years in jail. Rest in peace, Nas. After the death of Nas, Nine Boys rappers and GMG rappers would begin to pay their respects to him. An example of this,
I think I reacted to this song in live. If this is a song, I think it is.
This was recently when Marnes Malone dropped a song titled Ball For You, where he would rap about how he felt when Nas died and how he has continued
the video
to
he's using. I don't
Nas's
think
family,
that's the
even whilst he's in
the
jail.
same song though.
Got your sister's new Jordans, but they just want their brother back. He would also be observed giving Nas's family money in the music video. It's clear Nas was a loved member, and his passing had a real impact on GMG and Nine Boys. Rest in peace, Nas. During 2020, violence between these gangs would escalate. It would be around this time that a shooting would take place. On the 20th of April 2020, two Nine Boys members named N Loose and D Skang would spot rival AR members inside a DFC chicken shop. The Nine Boys members would begin shooting at the rivals. This was all captured on CCTV, and the AR members were seen jumping over counters and running through the back of the chicken shop. Following this broad day shooting, both of the Nine Boys members, N Loose and D Skang, would be arrested. Both of these members would be found guilty of possession of a firearm and would be jailed following the attack. Following the attack, Trills would drop a song titled Band's Addiction, where he would actually reference the incident within the lyrics. He would rap,
"Stops to the groove to the six."
Oh, that shit just scared the shit out of me. That shit just scared the shit out of me.
Where he would actually reference the incident
UK, you
within the
gotta
lyrics.
like, let us know.
Stops to the groove to the six, to the six. The man should have used just eat, but instead of our lap for a chicken and chips. All I hear is Nine Boys that.
The violence wouldn't end there, however.
And
only a few months
though,
later,
right?
in September 2020, another person linked to the beef would sadly be killed.
Of Nazir Francis, aka
On the 26th of August 2020, a GMG member named Krill and his friend Lawrence Morgan would spot a group of rivals and would shoot towards the rivals, with the group returning fire. Krill would get into a nearby car and would attempt to flee from the bullets. However, the car wouldn't start, with Krill being shot in the stomach by the rivals. Sadly, Krill would be pronounced dead moments after being shot, with another murder investigation being launched following the shooting. This saw 2 teenagers aged 16 and 17 being arrested, and Lawrence Morgan would also be arrested, with all of the members involved being sentenced to life.
When you think about it, like, I feel like when I was younger, I used to think like this shit was cool. Not cool, but like, I don't know how to explain it, bro. Like, now that I'm getting older, though, it's like, bro, this shit not worth it, gang. But it's just like, why do you think they choose this to do this? Like, for me, I'll be like, if you've been around it, like, this is what you're gonna do, bro. Like, at the end of the day, like, that's all we really know.
Prison. Rest in peace, Krill. Following the death of Krill, a lot of his old
Then, like,
songs
all your
would begin to
homies
get
doing
leaked.
it,
This
and they ended up
included
doing it 'cause
songs
all your
like
homies
Hid
is
in His
doing
Head.
it.
This entire situation is sad, as Krill was a very talented young rapper, but he chose to focus on the street life and would sadly fall victim to the streets. The beef would continue throughout 2020, with stabbings and shootings being reported a lot around this time. And what makes it crazier is that a lot of the members doing these violent acts are kids, with the youngest even being a 12-year-old responsible for a shooting. 2020 would end with Nine Boys rappers Trills
12 hours in football practice doing up downs. These niggas out here killing niggas. Yeah. It's a different time.
being a 12-year-old responsible for a shooting. 2020 would end
That was
with
doing
Nine Boys
suicides
rappers
at
Trills
basketball
and
practice.
Screwface dropping a serious UK drill banger titled Birmingham City. This song would blow up and seriously put Nine Boys on the scene, with it gaining a lot of attention and currently sitting on over 7 million views, seriously blowing up. However, Trills and Screwface weren't the only rappers from these areas beginning to rap. On the opposition side, a new rapper known as Koie would begin to rap on drill beats, and he was known to be seriously hard. However, due to the condition he had being sickle cell, this makes him sound and look younger than he actually is. Due to his voice being quite squeaky, people would assume he was a younger. However, he was around 18 in 2020. Anyways, Koie would drop a song with fellow AR members titled No Hook. Koie has actually had quite a big impact on the beef between AR and Nine Boys / GMG, with him allegedly being behind many shootings and stabbings. 2021 would start, with the war continuing, and within the first month of 2021, a 15-year-old member of AR would be killed. On the 21st of January 2021, a 15-year-old named Keon Lincoln, who was allegedly a member of AR named K1. Anyways, K1 would be standing outside of his home within Handsworth. A white car would pull up containing GMG and Nine Boys members. The members would spot K1. K1 would jump over a garden wall and would begin to run up a road. The GMG members would run after him, chasing him. He would be stabbed multiple times, and then a 14-year-old member of GMG would shoot K1 whilst he was on the floor, with him sustaining a wound to the stomach. The GMG members would flee following this, leaving K1 to die on the scene, and sadly, K1 would be pronounced dead moments later. Police and emergency services would arrive at the scene with another murder investigation being launched. This investigation would see a 14-year-old boy being sentenced to 16 years, a 16-year-old being sentenced to 17 years, and a man named Kieran Donaldson being sentenced to a 12-year.
Bro, that's still a long-ass time, bro. Like, think about it, like, that's a long-ass time, bro.
Custodial sentence after supplying the gun used. This is crazy, as K1 and one of the GMG members actually went to school together and were observed being friends. However, due to their street ties, they would be forced to beef each other. AR members would be looking for retaliation following this, and around March 2021, they would find retaliation against one of Nine Boys' most popular members. This being the stabbing of Trills, who was becoming a very well-known member of Nine Boys around this time. Trills would be trapping out of a bando around March 2021. AR members would get the drop on him. They would wait for him outside of the house. Once Trills would leave the house, the AR members would follow behind him. A fight would then ensue between the members, with Trills being stabbed in his leg and in his back. The attackers then slashed him multiple times in the face with the knife and left him. Trills would be rushed to hospital and would luckily make a recovery, with a photo emerging around this time showing the slashes to Trills' face. Nine Boys would be
he ain't died though. Shit, you know what I'm saying? If I was him, I'd be like,
stabbing on Trills.
It's time, but I ain't
on
died.
the 14th of March 2021, Nine Boys members would ride onto AR territory, where they would then shoot a 17-year-old member of AR. However, he would also luckily survive. It's also alleged another rival member would be shot on the same day by Nine Boys. It would be around
you can't you know a little too much. You might be a fat gang.
He would be dropping serious UK
a little too much.
However, since 2021, we haven't heard from Trills, with it being alleged he jumped off road and is focusing on a legal path. It's also alleged he got de-recruited because he was gay. However, I guess we will never know. Throughout 2021, we would also see another member.
Niggas can catch a body, niggas can do all that, but if nigga gay, we don't want that nigga in the game.
Allied with GMG
bro.
starting to rap, this being K-Money from the CG gang, who would drop some songs within 2021. However, what he didn't know was that he was being investigated by West Midlands police. This was due to his street presence, with him allegedly being very involved with the streets. And in November 2021, police would raid a bando he was in. They would find drugs and guns on the scene. He would be arrested and charged. Following this, he would later be sentenced to 10 years in 2022. However, despite his prison sentence, he has managed to grow a fan base from prison. Along with Marnes Malone, K-Money has managed to establish himself as a UK drill rapper from jail, with a lot of his songs getting hundreds of thousands of views. In 2021, Koie would also be dropping songs. This included 22 G's, which was a serious UK drill banger, and currently sits on 665,000 views. However, it would also be around November 2021 that Koie would find himself being wanted for a shooting he had committed. On the 18th of November 2021,
What did I say?
that Koie would find himself being wanted for a shooting.
Members of census were trying to kill a 13-year-old boy. Nigga, what?
shooting he had committed.
13?
On the 18th of November 2021, 3 members of the AR gang, including Koie, would ride
More
out
than
looking
even
for ops. They would spot a 13-year-old boy who was walking
not
with
talking
friends
about
at around
guns, I'm talking
7
about-
p.m.
yeah.
A black SUV vehicle with the 3 AR members would pull up. They would spot the 13-year-old. Koie would shoot the 13-year-old in the back. Koie and the other AR members would flee following the shooting and were observed running away on CCTV. Despite the boy's injuries, he managed to call police. Emergency services would arrive on the scene and would perform life-saving first aid. Luckily, the boy would survive. However, the boy has been left paralyzed following the shooting.
Damn.
And the saddest part is that it was a case of mistaken identity.
Damn, that's the shit I'm talking about, bro. He ain't even had nothing to do with it. Fuck, bro, I ain't gonna lie, that's some bullshit.
Following the
I don't
shooting.
want
The
nobody
saddest
get
part
hurt,
is
but
that
like,
it was a case of mistaken identity. Anyways, an investigation
you
would
just
be
changed
launched
somebody like
following
that,
the
had nothing to
shooting,
do
and
with it,
days
bro.
later, armed police would arrest Koie and the other AR members, with it all being captured on an armed police officer's body camera. In 2022, Koie was sentenced to life with a minimum of 17 years for the shooting. And yet this is another wasted talent within the drill scene, as Koie was actually a cold rapper. However, he focused on the road life and must now deal with the consequences. Following the shooting, a younger rapper from Handsworth would start rapping, this being Skora, who would drop a song titled Squeeze It, with a rapper from the set LT9, this rapper being Rels. This duo was seriously hard, and due to Skora only being 16 at the time, fans would start to notice him as he had a seriously hard flow and a seriously cold rhyming scheme along with Rels. Now, Skora reps the bandit
let me
side
know
of
what
Handsworth.
songs
However,
listen
in
to,
recent
man. Give
years,
me,
he has
like,
grown
2
closer
songs
to
from each
LT9
side.
and frankly, often dropping songs with members of this gang. I believe Skora could go clear if he focuses on music, and especially because of his age only being 18, he definitely has the potential, as he's colder than people double his age in my opinion. 2022 would start with rappers from both sides of the beef sending shots towards each other in the drill scene. This would include a rapper from Aston named Screwface dropping a Hood's Hottest. However, he isn't that consistent.
Because I feel like once you in the scene, like once you're just like, you in that life, there is really no getting out, bro. I feel like you could try, but like say you get out and you like, I'm gonna just focus on rapping. Niggas already know you for this and they already know you for, you know, if you did shoot somebody or you did stab somebody, it's up for life, gang. It is no getting out.
And nor
Like,
are
so
other
it's
Nine
like-
Boys members. In 2022, a member of B20 would be getting seriously active in the streets, this being
Kinda
SK,
stuck.
who had allegedly applied a lot of pressure to all of his ops. However, sadly, due to him being active in the streets, he would be targeted by rivals, and in July 2022, the life would catch up to him. Around July 2022, SK, who was a member of B20 or Bandits, would be attacked by rivals on Nursery Road. He would sadly be stabbed by the rivals. The rival members would flee following the attack, and emergency services would be called to the scene. However, despite their best attempts at saving SK, he would sadly be pronounced dead moments later. A murder investigation would be launched following this, with a 12-year-old among other teenagers being arrested. However, I can't find a whole lot on this, as a lot of it is unknown. Rest in peace.
12, nigga, 12? What was you doing at 12? I wasn't stabbing ops. Shit, I was probably in the closet. Looking for motherfucking brown sugar Pop-Tarts.
SK. Following
Like,
the death of SK, rappers
this
like
is
Skora,
crazy,
Rels, and
gang.
Chubbs would be paying their respects to SK within their music. A lot of SK's music was leaked after his
R.I.P.,
death,
bro.
and he was a seriously cold rapper
damn.
from the exclusives I have heard. Since the death of SK, many tit-for-tat incidents have occurred between both gangs. Both sides have been quite inconsistent in music. However, Screwface and YS would drop a cold song recently titled Talk My Shit, and rappers like Skora have also
Hey,
been
we might
consistent
check that
in the
out.
drill scene, with
Talk
him
My
gaining
Shit?
hundreds of thousands of views on songs he has released like Danger to Society and Paid in
One of
Full.
those-
Recently, Marnes Malone and K Money would blow up from jail with songs like Cold Hearted World and Signing Day, gaining a lot of attention. However, both rappers wouldn't stop at just dropping songs. They would actually both drop albums. In 2023,
Okay.
K Money would drop a 15-track album titled Time Is Money Too, and in 2024, he would drop an album titled Sign to the Streets. Both of these albums would gain a lot of success. In 2023, Marnes Malone would also drop an 11-track album, with this also gaining a lot of success, and I hope that both of these rappers can
Yeah,
use
hopefully
their
when they
talents
get out,
to
you
gain
know, they-
success, even whilst being behind bars. If
I
you have
mean,
learned anything from this
hopefully when they
video,
get out,
make
they
sure it's
just-
that the road life isn't worth it, and rarely
Facts.
leads to anything good, mostly leading to either jail or death. Recently, Marnes Malone would address when he got stabbed on Instagram, with him sharing a lyric he rapped, "I thought that I would meet you on the day that I got stabbed. I was knocking on the door, but they wouldn't let me in. Rest in peace, Krill. Rest in peace, K1. Rest in peace, Darns. Rest in peace, Skell."
Is that, bro? I don't know. For some reason, that doesn't look like. I'm pretty sure I reacted to one of these songs. Rest in peace to all the people that died, bro. This is crazy, bro. 12, 13, 17, 18. Like, niggas is on that, bro. Like, but hey, man, if you like the video, you like the channel, man, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, join the Mula again, get you some money, and comment us off on both sides, and we out this bitch. Peace.